Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Yes, indeed, it is Catfish Tyler time, and I am back here on the bottom to say greetings to you all. We're up and running and hopefully at full steam ahead. And what do we got for you right now? Well, we're going to tune in now and let King Cat Tyler take over. Hey, and thank you for being here, one and all, whoever decides to jump in here with me. But I got to get out of here and let King Cat take over the show. See you later. Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for dropping in on me. Hey, you can see I got all kinds of jerseys back there. I decided to heck with it today. I'm just going to pop that right up there. You didn't even go with the curtain today. We're just going to show it. I'll make it the lazy day here as we make money on Sofi. So let's get this show on the road. Display captures up underneath me. And what do we got going on? Oh, nice. And what a surprise. Look at everything gaining, everything turning north after yesterday's disastrous drop and all turning around. Look at the Dow up, mysteriously up 168. And look at the NASDAQ up here. Thank you for being here with me all, one and all. I'm going to go over here and say and I'm back. Catfish is back to say congrats, right? Oh, cats. Yes. Boom. There we go. And we're back up. We've got it running. We got the thing working. We got everything connected. All is working. We can ask technical questions of our little friends and get responses now and so forth. Electronic world is working. Going to have a little bit of lunch right here. One of my protein shakes we're having today. This is not muscle milk. Oh, yeah. But it sure tastes very, very similar. It's almost... Well, folks, what we got going on here right now is everybody who's back with me, I thank you for being here. I'm sorry I had to jump off and get some work done on my modem. Guy came in here, and he was a service guy from the WOW Cable Company, very kind. He happened to be from another country where I sort of surprised him a little. His name was Muhammad. And so it's strangely enough, I happen to speak a little language of that language and a few numbers and so forth. So I just said, Assalamu alaikum to him. He kind of gave me a little eye pop and went, oh. And then he returned. And then I said, later on when it came to him getting ready to leave, he gave me a few little tips. And so what I learned was that for my tablet to go to 5G, I needed to reset my tablet, factory reset it. So that was cool, and I did do that. So now I should be a 5G on my tablet, which apparently hadn't been updated, didn't have the capability. So now hopefully we're up with that. I haven't even done it, just did it. But I'm just telling you about it as we sit here and watch the price go up. And I want to thank you for being here with me as we take a look at this afternoon's nice little move. And we can obviously see the market has a trend about it that is up. And this is going to be good, continuing this move up on the whole NASDAQ as of late. We've seen a nice little move after it went down about 1,000 points, just like it did before. And for those of you that haven't been paying attention to the NASDAQ, and what I mean by that is if you click up here on the NASDAQ and you go to the 1 year to date, see this drop right here? On this price from this, where it dropped from here, and it was at a high of 12.2 and dropped all the way down to 11.1, so over 1,000, almost 1,100 points. So you see that? And then where were we here, right? We hit 14,358 for a high, and then it ventured at the same thing there, 14,340. And how far did it drop, right? Is what I look at. It's a duplicate almost. But here's the drop, and it was more steep. See the gradualness of this? There's even a little hiccup in it before it really made the fall. So what I'm getting at here is it was at 14,346, and it fell how much? To 13,3. That's 1,000 points, folks. That's actually a less drop than what we had here from 12.2 down to 11,180, whatever it was, 138. This was a more severe decline. But then after this number, folks, this is a 20% gain to this right here. That's what I want you to be aware of and see, everybody. So hopefully that makes sense to you. And you're here. If you've joined me back here, we're here at the lunchtime low. I didn't catch it, but I'm going to get to it in a second. But just wanted to show that to you, everybody, because I think that's kind of interesting to keep an eye on and to see the comparison of what the NASDAQ did then and what it's doing now. And it certainly has, if you look at it recently, turned off of that number that it dropped to. And it's coincidental because it's almost the same number, and then it turned around. And will we see a 20% gain from here? It's possible. I don't know that it will happen. We're coming into a slower time of the year, and usually in the marketplace, this is kind of known. But things look like they're kind of getting promising here, and especially for SOFI. I mentioned to you again that all these other banks. Oh, by the way, I mentioned earlier I was going to take a look at institutional ownership today. I like to monitor that every single day. Institutional ownership. So my guy came in here, and it's kind of funny. The guy that was working on my connection to get hooked back up, folks, on my modem and all, and getting it running and connect all the connections proper. And happened to speak another language, and I knew a little bit of it, just a teeny tiny fraction, and then I knew how to count to 10. He said, well, at the end, you owe me $10 for that tip. And I said, huh. And I was sitting there thinking about it. Askra, I said. He was like, huh? Where'd you look? I said, yeah, well, he was like, oh, where'd you learn that? I said, I happen to speak a few languages, and I pick up numbers from people around the world. When I hear a language, I like to learn how to count to 10, and have them write it down for me, and I memorize it. And so anyway, hey, I want to thank you for being here with me, all of those that are coming and starting to trickle back in after I had to shut down for a little bit. I told you I would have to do that. I'm sorry I had to get these technical issues taken care of, because I want to be able to, on this tablet over here, I want to be able to do some things with it. I want to be able to use this as a monitor for what's going on TikTok when I get back on there, so I can get all of my people there. Hey, hi there, start, yay, I factory reset it. Says connect to Wi-Fi, yay, let's do that. Well, sadly, I do not see it connected, an ability to, oh, goodness gracious. Well, we're going to get it taken care of. Let's try this. There we go. All right, updating. Might take a few minutes, it says. Well, I want to thank you for being here with me, everybody who's starting to tune in as we see this thing starting to get a little fire lit under it this afternoon, and a little bit of burning more. And my prediction had been that we may see another higher high today. We may not, because it's, as I said, it's healthy for this thing to move and flow, ebb and flow, up and down. But then again, you just don't ever know. And I'm tuning in here to the 1 day chart, and I'm on the 1 minute interval. You can see up here, and the candles here. That's where I chose my candlesticks. Welcome back, everybody. I appreciate it coming back in here. Googling, let's go over here and check out the announcement, Fed announcement. Announcement today. Fed announcement today, no results. "3 hours ago, Fed Chair Powell calls inflation too high and warns, okay? A hawkish tone, it says. Hawkish tone. Okay. Well, I like the way this hawk's flying right now. Right, everybody? That's right. All of us longs cannot be happier to see us bounce right off of this same number that has become the defined low that will never see a penetrate below that number, because every time it's there and doesn't linger long, does it? And every time it's been there, it's gone off of it. And it's gone off sometimes in very big numbers. And we're going to see it this time again, I do believe. I looked at the pattern of history. I've already gotten back. And folks, I was back to 1227 on this chart when I was on the historical. And now I'm not on that, but I'm going to get back because I usually have my third one there as... So we're going to do add another window here, believe it or not. I have a ton of them. SOFI institutions. We have an increase again in institutional ownership. We have now jumped to 640 long. That's an increase, folks. I have been tracking that, and you know it as well. Here it is, institutional ownership. Yep. 684, now 694. Cha-ching. I wonder why they're buying in to this stock. And by the way, I put the best lubricant you can put on this bell here, liquid wrench, and it has done nothing for that mechanism. But it is still working. That's all we care about, right? Ring my bell. Thank you for being here. We got some folks that are coming back in with me now. And what I'm paying attention to today is institutional ownership. And I've been tracking it. And so the last time I counted, we were at 692, then 693, now 694. Up another one in today's date, and that was on the 821, 822, and now we're at 825, and we're going to be at 694. So there they are. Follow the money, people. I keep telling you. And yesterday looked like manipulation all day long for another one to make its way in, and it did. And many institutions got into many other positions, I think, before today's announcement. And so I like what I see right here. I'm not happy with that one, but hey, everything else looks awesome. Look at a firm, folks, up 30%, solid. Good call from, there was several people that said to keep an eye on that. And look at this one here. It also up over, well, it was up 33%. And there's NVIDIA getting trounced down after that great, just like SOFI, folks. How does this work? Tesla just goes to prove it doesn't happen only to our stock, folks. It can happen to anyone, even the biggest of them all. The biggest of them all can get the same kind of treatment. And that shows you the capabilities of those that do make things turn around. Martian Brax, thanks for coming back. Yes, will we reach 850? I think it's going to be possible. Yeah, I sure do. I sure do right now because I like the momentum behind this. I love the volume. Folks, we've already hit 15 million. We're just at 1:22 in the afternoon. I usually track at what time? 2 o'clock. I have a 2 o'clock chart. I keep on it too. So, hey, now we have more institutions. 694. And we've got, going back over here to take a look. And I told you yesterday, I showed you that one of the institutions that came in was a Citadel, who is a big-time shorter. Citadel. They short like crazy. And I thought 2 days ago they came in when they had it at the highest. They shorted that, bought a bunch of shares, and then sold them down all day yesterday. And now look how we are mysteriously turned around and going the other direction. But I want to see here, we got 640 long, and we've got 22 short. What do you know? That went up. So yeah, that went up from 20 to 22. So we've got two that have come in, increasing, and still 32 long and short. That hasn't changed at all. Right? And they're wise to do long and short positions, and so can we be if you don't do it over the right term. But I'm looking over here because I want to open up another SOFI window. I want to always have this one, all these 3 windows on SOFI because it's that important. because that's my stock. That's the one we're following. That's the one we're making money on, people, is SoFi. And there's some others. I'm showing you others you can make a lot of money on, folks, from being here at my channel, in case you haven't caught on. Wow, some of these gainers are nice, big ones. And I pointed them out to you because of the guidance of other people here on my channel that are saying these things. So, yeah, I think we could. Yes, indeed. Wait a minute. I don't want to do that. There we go. Yep, yeah, we certainly could there. Martian Brax, we could, definitely. If I'm saying that right, and I think I am. And now we're going to get back over here because we want to see what they're using on this daily chart to try to come at it when they usually do. And it's right about 1:30. So let's just see what happens. Oh, I got to close my door. Sorry. Yep. Oh, yeah. Make this more comfortable, too. There we go. All right. There we go. Now we're working, folks. And thank you again for being here. I appreciate your time. As you can see, we're starting to get the catfish community gathering back here, coming back together here at the bottom, as we may see a little bit of a pullback. But, man, how do you like this? And right now things are looking good. I want to thank you for being here, and I know there's other places you could go and spend your time, but you come over here and hear me talk about the things that I talk about. And I just went over here to Google and the Federal Reserve Board and how it said they took on a hawkish tone. So, whatever, I'm not going to play it. Fed Chair Powell calls inflation too high and warns that we are prepared to raise. They're prepared to raise. They didn't, but they're prepared. And that's good that he warns that they're prepared to, because then everybody's not unprepared for that, right? We're all prepared now, correct? If it doesn't become necessary, that's fine too. But be prepared, he says. All right. That's all we need to really know about that, huh, folks? We can see the end result of it right now, and that is that everything is making a move to the upside. And we're not seeing massive gains, but we sure are seeing improvements off of yesterday's mysterious tumbling on really what was two great companies making great, including a firm. I don't know who picks and choose which ones they want to let go and go on up on great earnings reports, and go over here and look at a firm and see how much they beat by. And that even doesn't even compare to what SoFi has beat by. And look at the three before, they were down, down, down. They finally turned it around. And so there you go. Good for them. I'm glad that they did, and this is helping the market, believe me, for sure. But also, why is NVIDIA this occurring here? Why is this happening? Well, there's only one reason, in my opinion, and it's SoFi-like. Okay, I'll just say that. So if you got the money to come in on that, I take that number and write it down on NVIDIA on the date that it was, because I've been keeping track of that one too. Yep, I write these numbers down. They all have significance, meaning, and I like to know what they are. Yep, including institutional ownership. I definitely like knowing that. So, as we sit here and look at this interactive, I'm on the one there. That's the interactive, so I'm going to move this one over. We're going to go back here to historical data. While we watch the price continue to rise and go higher and higher. And this is going to be a new high today, I think, folks. Not 843. We're going to bust that. Very good where we're sitting now, and very good where we're heading to. That's what I would say. So I'm now going back to, I have gone back to 12/7, December 7th. And is this the one right here where the number was where it was? 424. Yep. Hit 424. And folks, that was a drop from 1115 of 613 to 424. How much was that drop? Yep. And I can show you that. I can show you here. There's the high right there, 613 on November 15th. I'm writing it all down. Right, folks? I'm going to keep track of it for us. We're going to keep adding up what they're up, how much they've made. So Starting from the beginning, if you didn't know it, on October 31st, before earnings came out on November 1st, the price was at $5.44 for the close. The next day it jumped up on earnings day to $6.47, up $1.03. That was a 15% gain. From $6.47, it dropped to $4.94, folks. That was from 11.1 to 11.9. It took 8 days to drop it 23%. From that number, 4.94, they took it up from 11.9 to, in 1 week, look at that, folks, to 6.13 on 11.15. There it is right there, 6.13. I'm highlighting it, that number. And on that move, they made 15.9% from 4.54 on the run up. Then they made a 23% on the down move from 6.47 to 4.94. From 4.94 to 6.13, they made $1.19 a share. They went up 19%, 19.4. And then from that number, 6.13, back down to 4.24. How much is that? That's what we're doing right now. Hold on. Stick with me. 6.13 minus 4.24 equals, that's $1.89 divided by the original 6.13 equals times 100 equals, surprise, surprise, 30%, 30.8%. Are you starting to see how much money's being made on this stock? And in over such kind of short durations? Golly. What was that? 613 to 424? 6.13 minus 4.24 equals a drop of 189. Okay? We continue. Thank you for being here with me while I show you how this has all been worked. And now from that number, 424 low that they achieved, where was that day? 613, 424. Where did I see that? There it is, 424. How long did it take to go up from 424 to the 6 again, perhaps? I don't know. But that was on December 7th, 12/7, 424. I got it written down. Let's go look and see how it went from there. Not a lot of movement, man. That was a lot of right there sideways trading. No big swings happening here. 30 cents, 40-cent swing that day, 40-cent swing that day. 40-cent swing was the norm. You could make good money if you're paying attention to this, folks. You see? 473 to, that's a 80-cent swing there, folks. Pay attention. No, I'm sorry. That is not. 456 to 470, around a 20-cent swing. 30 cent, 450, 20-cent swing. Here a big swing, there's about 33-cent swing. But it had been at 424, and slowly it crept its way up to a high of $6 on January 24th. And then by January 31st, folks, it was at $6.95. Now, from the $6, was there any big, huge pullback? Not really. So I won't even include that in this rundown. I'm just going to say that they took it from $4.24 up to a freaking $7.47, $7.99, $7. Let's see here. Went all the way up to $7.99, folks. And so look at the difference here. $8.24 to $7.99. Okay. There's where they hit the top. So $8.24 minus $4.24, and that was on 2/2/23. Less than 2 months later, the price had gone from $4.24 to $8.24. It's a pretty nice gain, folks. Let's see how much that is. 8.24 minus 4.24 equals, God, divided by 8.24 equals a 48% gain times 100 equals 48.54% gain. Whoa. How do you like that? On a $4 gain after that period of time. See how this is playing out? So then after 824, how long did they have to take it down? Almost $2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. About a week, they had it down to 664. 8 days, 9 to 643. And then we didn't see any real climb. It went there 50-cent swing up. That's not enough for me to define it that. So I'll just say, no, that's nothing. 643. They still made some money here during this period, obviously, on this one, but I'm not going to include it. I'm just going to say it went from 824 to 643, right on down, 623, 642, 5. Oh, my God, look at it just tumbling. Right on down, right on down, right on down, right on down, right on down. Oh, my gosh, getting collapsed and beaten to a pulp at 445 right there. That was C Day, folks. Chia Pansy Day. So the price went from 824 on 2/2 to on 3 months later, 515. And there was a big play in between here too. Between this one, there was a big play here, and that was on the last earnings date on May the 1st. In between here, believe me, there was a big money made on this one here, right here, May the 1st. This price here from 654. You know, I think I'm going to stop it there. I'm going to call that 824. I'm going to say that dropped to the lowest that it got to. After that, before this maneuver right here happened, 824, the drop would have been, I'm going to call, just looking for a number here, because this is 824, right in here is where the high was. Where do we find that again? 799. Where did I see 824, folks? We'll find it. $654. 1023. Wow. It's a 55% gain from 445. Well, let's just say from 824, they took it down to, I remember the number right before the May 1st takedown. Here it was. The number was 4. Let's see here. Bam, right around in here. Let's see what it was run down to. 5, what do you know? 566. 566. So let's just go 824 to 566. Down to 566. And that was on, you got to change this date. That wasn't the 5/5. That would have been April 26. 4/26. Right? So there we go. 824 down to 566. 8.24 minus 5.66 equals 258 per share, divided by 8.24 equals times 100 equals 31.31%. What a number, too. 31% up. What do you know? 31. I've told you the number 31, folks. I've told you before about that one. 31. Yippee yahoo. And then where did it go from there, from 566? Well, it made its move to 654. So there's a little profit. Not much, but we're going to count it. And that was on 5/1. Price was 654. So it had gone from 824 down. See, what did I just say there? On 4/26, April 26th, the low was 566. Not this. There we go, 5.66. And I'm going to make sure that's right. 824 to 566. 8.24 minus 5.66 equals 258. That's what I've got. All right. And that was 31.31%. All right. And then from there, the 566 to 654. 6.54 minus 5.66 equals, all right, divided by 6.54 equals, and there it was, a 13% gain. Equals, yes, 13.45% gain. And 6.54 minus, what did I say? 566. That was 88 cents. Not a big move that time, but then here came a nice big one here. From the 654, taking it down to 459 in 4 days. 5, 4. Anthony Noto, the CEO of this company, stepped in and bought a bunch of shares that day, by the way. Just so you know, a whole bunch. And on 5-4, they'd gone from 654 down to 459. Right? And how much was that? 6.54 minus 4.59 equals 195 divided by 6.54 equals 29.8% gain. And that was very nice for him. And that was a move of $1.95. So we're tracking this close now from the beginning. And it's kind of interesting to see, isn't it? And now we're going to do another one here from May the 4th. What was the low from after it went from 459? What was the high it went to before they came at it on Chia Day? 560. 459 to 560. And the price was on 510. Price was 560. This isn't much, but I'm going to put it on here. 5.60 minus 4.59. 4.59 equals times, or divided by 5.60 equals times 100 equals, folks, that's 18%. Still a nice move. Okay? That's $1.01. And the first time they did it, it was $1.03, by the way. I point that out if you go back to the beginning. Back to the beginning, folks. It was $1.03. Let's go see what's happening with the price. Get a little update here at 142, it says. Looks good. I'm satisfied. Very good, very good, very good. Yep. And we're not done yet. The day's not done, believe me, folks. I'm not done. I'm almost done, but I'm not done. Because now we're going to add from that number 560. Look where it fell to from 560 to 445, okay? So it was on the 15th, 5 days later, 445. How much was made there? $5.60 minus 4.45. 115 that time. Another nice pop. About 20%. Divided by 5.60 equals, yep, 20.5. 20.5%. And folks, you could be making this kind of gains too, by the way, if you were going long and short, or just buying at the highs every time and buying at these lows every time with catfish and then selling at these highs, right? This is how we're all going to get very wealthy together, folks. We're all going to be ringing the bell with more energy, and we're going to have to go buy a new bell that works like it should. But anyway, I'm still not done. Man, there's a lot of percentages here, folks. Golly. Holy Toledo. And it's coincidental, too, that how this happens every time. So let's see here again. And by the way, on 5/1, this is earnings. I'm going to write here, earnings. And then the other date of the earnings was 10/31 earnings. And they beat both those times, right? And there was another one that came out in between. I'll have to put down when that was. All right, we're making sure that we get these earnings dates. Yep, that's the last two. Yep, that looks good. And then, folks, here we go. From 5:15 at 4:45, then where did the price go up to? Well, it's hard to believe it, but within 1 month's time, and that will be 6/14, which wasn't even a full month, the price was at 10.23. God, wow. There it is right here. You've all heard this before, but I'm showing anybody that's new or anybody that comes and watches this video later this evening, once SoFi starts to catch on fire, some people are going to go back and look over my history. And they'll look at these other stocks that I picked too, and they'll realize how much these are all up. Look at PLTR from where we got in on that. RBT, who we got in at 30 cents on that. I haven't bought in on this one yet, and I wish I had. This one here is certainly making a very nice move, and we had a call from, I think it was Jay Reezy on this one. And look at that move, 40%, man. See, you be a part of this community, you can catch up on some of these and you can take advantage of them, right? Oh, man, NVIDIA is still being trounced. But we're not being trounced, are we? So how much is 1023 minus 445? 10.23 minus 4.45 equals 578. That is a huge move, folks. Take that 1023. That is huge. 1023 divided by 10.23 minus 445. It's almost hard to believe it. It's 578. It's incredible. Divided by 10.23 equals times 100 equals 56%, 56.5% gain. Cha-ching on there. And then we go to the next date, and that was on 6/14. Okay, we're not done yet. We're getting there, though. 445 to 1023, folks. And from 1023, how long did it take to get to the lowest low that they got it to then? And it looks to me like that was 771, right? There it was, 771, and didn't look back. All right, so we're going to see how much that is. It's 30% roughly, right? Here we go. 10.23 minus 7.71 equals 252. And that was on what date? June 23rd. Wow. $2.52. All right. And then take that 252 and divide that by the original by 1023. Let's do this again. 10 11.23 minus 7.71 equals, divided by 10.23 equals times 100 equals 24.63%. Next, where to go to after 771? Well, folks, take a look. Surprisingly enough, it was all the way back up to 1013. What date was that on? 7/19. I'm showing you how much money's being made on this stock, and you're not going to believe it when I add up all these percentages, folks, when I get to the end of this. After such a short period of time and over a year's time, you won't believe it, folks. Because I started in November 1st of 2022. All right. Here we go. Now from 1013 to 771. Minus 7.71 equals $2.42 move the other way. Good Lord, where'd my pen just go? This is getting crazy. 252 up, 242 down. Right? Divide that by 1013 equals times 100 equals 2388. 23.88% gain off that number, 1013. And after 1013, how many days did they get to the very lowest they could of 894? About 5 days. Now we're at 727. 719 to 727. See, it doesn't take long either, does it, to make it happen? 727. Where's the price? 894 from 1013. Wow. That's a $1.19 move. That's an 11% move. 11.74% move. And then we're getting close to where we are now. We're getting very close. From 894 to 1170, folks. Golly. Oh, it's hard to believe it. July 31st, 1170. So, we went from 894 to 1170. 11.70 minus 8.94 equals $2.76. Move divided by the original, which was 1170, equals times 100 equals 23.59%. 23.59%. And folks, you're gonna see some things interesting here pretty soon. Hold on. Hey, welcome, Brew Tank. Yes, slaying the dragon. All right, there we go. What's going on, Chris?
Well, I hadn't heard from you, so I thought you might be mad at me.
No. I'm trying to get my internet fixed. I had a guy come out, and we had to work on my modem and get things fixed because I couldn't do things. I now have my tablet connected, so when I can go back on, I'll be able to use my tablet to look at what's happening with people. And
I did not like that. I was on TikTok with, are you live right now?
yes, I am live right now.
Okay. But can they hear me?
They can, because I have you on speakerphone. If you'd like, we can talk in a little bit, but right now, I don't know whether you're aware of it, but you're having a good day today.
I'm not aware of it at sure you're going to tell me all about it.
Well, we're up. We're up, and it looks like the market's going to have a very good day. Yesterday was catastrophic, but we didn't suffer much yesterday. But today we're up, and we're going to keep going up and up and up and up over the next month and a half, if I've already told you. And I've been showing people how much it's gone from and to. Man, this thing has swung all over the place, Chris. I mean, it was at a low of $5.44, went up to $6.47, then back down to $4.94. Then up to $6.13, then down to $4.24, then up to $8.24, then down to $5.60, up to $6.54, down to $4.59, up to $5.60, down to $4.45, up to $10.23, down to $7.71, up to $10.13, down to $8.94, and up to $11.70. And you know what all that adds up to, people? Up. Up, up, up. Okay? And it's going to keep going up, as it should, because this company's making money hands over fist. Right? They sure are. My bell is having trouble, even though I put oil on it just now. The best oil you can put on it. And it's still screwed up. I don't know what's going on with it. It doesn't want to cooperate. But anyway, hey, look at it, man. SoFi's going right on up, people, just as I told you it would. So congratulations if you got in with me this morning, where they equaled the low of 2 days ago. 806 is the bottom, folks, the very, very bottom. And you've seen it now about 5 or 6 times. And every time we bought at that number, it's gone up off of that number every single time, Chris. So congratulations. Everybody who bought in with me at $4.66, and every price since then up. Because we're all doing good, and we're going to keep doing good. But anyway, Chris, let me...
I think I bought in at like $6 originally.
Dang, that's terrible. $6. Ugh, I am hurting. Just 20% gain, huh? Too bad. That's terrible.
I think I bought in at 6, I think.
Well, that's all right. We're going to see a lot more gains than that in the future. This thing, everybody is citing higher target prices way over where we are now. We got the lowest higher target prices at, I think, $12. Another one's saying 16, and another one says 20. So there's all kinds of great analysts who've done all the breakdowns of every detail on this company and are aiming for much higher target. And that's why it's doing what it's doing now, because they're all right about it. All these things that they're talking about are right about it. And right now it happens to be at this price, up 13 cents. Just in case you're not paying attention. All right. And they just changed it, but it don't matter, you see. Anyway, Brew Tank, yeah, slaying the dragon, 100 shares at 810. Yeah. Well, why not? We've seen this so many times, and man, you can make money off this every day. And man, Brew Tank Outdoors, I've been showing everybody what's been going on with this stock. And I am not even done yet. I just hit the 1170. Chris, you can stay on with me, or you can I can call you in a little bit.
No, I'm on here with you. Fine.
Okay, he's going to stay here and listen. And
Listening to everything you're saying.
all right, very cool. Well, what I'm going to do now, folks, is go back over to here to the historical dark. I'm almost done. So what was the price on July 31st? 1170. And then they dropped that price over 14 days from 1170 all the way down to 789, the most recent drop. So 1170 to the date was August 18th, 818. I happen to love that number, and the number 8. And they hit my favorite. They almost got to 788. I couldn't get that order to fill, but I got the 789 to fill. And that was good. And then, folks, it dropped from 1170 to 789. How much is that? And then I'm going to add up this percentages, folks. It's going to blow your mind how much this is totaling every time. Okay? So 789 minus, and I got to go the other way. 11.70 down to minus 7.89 equals, divided by the original number, 11.70, where it started, equals, times 100 equals, that's a 32.56% gain. 32.56% gain. Nice how they did that. And that was, by the way, how much was that drop? I want to know compared to the last time and all the others. I'm comparing them all. So we're at, let's see, 1170 minus 789. 11.70 minus 7.89 equals, that's 381 drop. Whoa. That's big, folks. That's powerful. And then, folks, from that 789, what was the next high that we saw so far? Let's just see what it's been. 850, okay? And today, 843. All right, and we're not done. Today's not over yet. I guarantee you, folks, this day is far from over. And I want you to pay attention to the figure that we're up right now. 13 cents we're up at that number that they were just at. See, every time I've highlighted it for you, it switches, right? You like that? That's twice in a row I've done that. I've highlighted the number, and then it was switched to the next. Well, I'm going to stop highlighting that number, and if I do, it's going up next time, not down. It's going to 14. The gain is going to be 14 next. I call it. There it is, 825, folks. And watch it keep rising this afternoon after 2, because right now they're already starting to come in. They ran it down already to 138 this afternoon was the bottom. You should have got out at 138 if you were shorting this. It's going to keep climbing. The price you could have gotten out at just freaking 20 minutes ago, you could have got out already, people, at 821. Why are you watching it go up and waiting? What are you waiting for? To keep going up? Right? And those of you that are buying it, why aren't you buying some here? Are you waiting to keep it watch going up and buy it at a higher price? Because you can see what the obvious trend is right now. You can definitely see the obvious trend. There's no question about it. So anyway, I'm not saying that I'm not a financial advisor. I let everybody know. I go by the charts. I go by the volume. And I can already see the volume at 17 million. And we're going to do the lunchtime low. And the time is 2 o'clock. So what's the volume? 17,151. And at 2 o'clock, I'm going to write it down because I always keep track of it at 2. At 2 o'clock. Yep. We're going to have it on here, baby. One of these sheets has it. And Chris, yesterday, the reason we fell was because a big shorting company came in and bought a bunch of shares of SOFI. They're called Citadel. So that's why the price went down. And the lunchtime low today, again, 806, we gave it to them. And then we're going to go over here to volume 2 p.m. And we are at 17,158 on 8. And yesterday, by the way, we were at 19.3. 17,158. And at 10 till, we ended up 23,000,005. We'll see where we are at 10 till today. But that's at 2 p.m., 825. Okay? Perfect. And we don't need to have that. There we go. And there's the number. Perfect. And we keep track of them every day at 2. We want to keep accurate track of these things. There's a reason why I do it, folks. I've been doing all this a long, long time. And the lunchtime low on the 17th was 818. On the 18th, 818. On the 21st, 808. On the 22nd, 811 lunchtime low. On the 23rd, 831 lunchtime low. And what was the lunchtime low today? Let's go to the chart and see what time it was. We're going to give them this low even though it was only 11 o'clock. And that was 806. The same low as 3 days ago or 4 days ago. And there it bounced right off of that again, folks. It went right on up. And it's going to keep doing that. The bottom is a defined 806. There's no question about it. 825, 806. At 1102, they did that. And then it just bounced right back up. All those shares were just gobbled up and bought up by people who know that's a great deal. Know it. And congratulations if you did. I know some of our fat fish did. Brew Tank says he got in at 810 today. So he's up 14 cents. Cha-ching. Congratulations. Bing, bing, bing. Ba-ba-boom. Ba-boom. Yay. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to go over here and just do this. We're trying to hit on them. There we go. We're giving celebrations. All right. Thank you. And look at this thing toggling now on up. And I told you it was going to this afternoon. And it's going to do through the rest of the day. And look at these other stocks. What everybody else is doing. Oh, PLTR looking just equally as nice. My RBT's not really hurt too bad. Look at the firm starting to break over 18 now, folks, again. That's good signal. And VFX up 43% today, folks. VFS. Somebody pinned that one, and I told people about it yesterday. Up 42% today, folks. I missed that one. It's a little rich for my blood. I'm not usually into the $70 range price, but that's a nice pop on that one, folks. And that's a great looking 5-day chart. Look at that thing. Price was down at $16.61 on August 21st. And now it's at 69 bucks. Holy crap, holy. Did they do a reverse split or some sort of split thing? God. Well, that thing's totally on fire, people. That's all I can say about it. I don't know if you want to get in here. We are bottom feeders usually, but that thing's lit up. Anyway, but we're going to follow suit. SoFi will have its day when it makes a 30% gain on one story. You'll see it's coming our way, all of us. Every one of you that are here with me, be patient. You'll see in our time where this ends up, and you'll see where this price ends up today. My gut feeling is we're going to see a higher high. And there's 826. It just toggled to 826. And now we'll see it toggle between 80.25, 26 a while until all the 825s are gobbled up, and then it'll toggle to 827. Or it could just get right on in. They can start already right now with some heavy volume. They just bought 7,000 shares at 827, folks. You see that? Look at the price going up right now as I talk. We're now up almost 2% today, and that's a good gain for people who have 5,000 shares. So very good gain. And we're going to be seeing it like this every day, and I've told y'all that almost virtually every day for another month and a half. Can you handle that? Can you handle this? You going to be able to take that? You're going to be able to take it? Look at that, up 15 cents now. Forget about the 13 that I've highlighted for you before. Look at that buy-in right there. Let's refresh this page. Look at that massive green candlestick there on the 1 day, folks. What was that amount they just bought? How much? Where'd my candlesticks go? Just bear with me, folks. We're going to get there. We're going to see it. Appreciate you being here. I know there's a lot of other places you can hang out and stuff, but I see you're here with me, and I thank you. Look at that big green candlestick. What was that buy? Yeah, a $500,000 commitment. Price jumped 2 cents to the upside on 500,000 purchase, folks. Just then, I'm showing you, you can see it right in front of your very eyes. Look at that massive green candlestick right there just after 2 o'clock. 2:05. Awesome. I'd say very encouraging. Look at the price. Look at the volume now. 17,255. 17,255, 969. 17,256, 609. So that was about 700 shares. There was 4,000 happy to pay 827 when they could have bought this morning at 806. So what you need to be asking yourself is, why in the world would anybody be buying here at 827 when they could have bought this morning at 806? Because the ones that were selling at 806 were not real sellers. They're selling to one another, that's why. Now we're seeing the real shares being dealt with here and supply and demand start to take over. The fake shares gone bye-bye. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, but I think they lost the pop out of their pop guns. I think the cork just came out and dropped right down. I think they have a compression problem with their chamber. They need to work on it. Because, folks, the pressure is not coming out of their BB pop guns. It's coming underneath them from below. The pressure is coming from below, and it's growing, and it's growing, and it's growing, even in front of our eyes as you watch this toggling. Hey, Spartacus. Good afternoon from Portugal. Bienvenido. Yo no puedo hablar portugués, pero yo puedo hablar español. Yo pienso ustedes, pero comprendo todo yo digas esta diga. Muchas gracias por ustedes estar aquí conmigo. And so there you go. That's from Greetings to Spartacus. I like the spelling too. And I'm a Spartan fan for the Michigan State Spartans. I do not have my coffee cup now in my presence, but hey, I like the name. Thank you. And I like the spelling. I appreciate you being here and joining in on what I'm showing everybody. And what I've been showing them is pretty interesting. And I think I'm pretty much done doing the whole breakdown because I took it to the lowest low of 789. And maybe I should take it from 789 right now to the price it is, 825. And then you'll see what I've been doing, Spartacus. I think you'll like it. It's very interesting to see the history of this stock. So we're going to go now to the date, and that is 825. And 825, the price, 826. What a coincidence. How do you like that? 825, 826. And that was from a low of 789 3 or 4 days ago. So how much percentage gain was that? Where's my little calculator? There it is. Just stick with me here for just a second. 8.26, and this will be I can total it all up after this. 8.26 minus 789, 7.89 equals 37 cents. That's not a big move, but it's there, and I'm going to write it. In 8.26 minus 789, 89 equals divided by 8.26, 26 equals times 100 equals, and that is 4%. And that's the total gain since the last rundown, 4% even. Okay? So, let's add it all up to see the gains. And folks, I want to, for those of you that know that are watching this, what I did here, I went back to this page we're on now, and I went over here to what the earnings were, looking over here, all right? And I found out the date of this earnings call here on this one was November the 1st, 11/1/2022. And I showed here what the price was closing the day before, where the high was, and then when they dropped it from this number, 647, they dropped it to this number here. And then from that number, they put it up to this number. And from 613, they put it down to this number. And from this number, they went up to this. And I keep showing you here the percentages of gains each time by doing thus. So let's add them up now to see what the percentage gain has been since that first date I just showed you of the November 1st. All right? And here we go. This will be fun. So, and I'm going to track along it right on here so you can see what I'm saying is completely true, by the way. So here we go, all the way back to November, August. It won't let me go that far. I got to change the parameter up here. Hold on, folks. And we're going to delve into this. We're going to get this completely done right. And we're going to do it right. We're going to put down 10/27, 2022 to now. Done. And then you got to click apply over here. See? While we watch the price keep going up now, toggling 826.27, which I told you was going to happen, until all the 826s are gone, then it toggles 27.28. Because, see, the fake shares are gone, in my opinion. And now we have the real people wanting to buy real shares. And the sad part is, for the shorters, the thinner they become, they're just going to have to keep paying the price. And that'll help a short squeeze develop, which is happening now in front of us, I believe. It's the beginnings of one, a very long, drawn-out short squeeze. It's going to last for a month. All right, that's my call. And here we go back over here. And it's by design, as I'm going to prove you by these numbers here, okay? So here we go, by what I'm going to prove you right here. Thank you for being here with me. I do appreciate it. And I'm going to talk to you about what the history of this stock has been. So now we're going to take this all the way down here, folks, to October 27th, 2022. And the price, as you can see, as I have here, was $5.44 right over here the day before earnings came out. $5.44. It jumped to $6.47. And I've done all the math on these. Folks, that is a $1.03 increase, and which is a 15.9% gain. So there's where we start from, 15.9. plus. Then the price from 647 fell all the way down here on 11.9 right there to 494. And folks, from 647 down to 494 is a 23% gain plus. So plus 23.64. 23.64 equals. That's 39% gain. Then, folks, when it went to 494, guess what it went up to? It went up to 613, and I'll show it right there. That was November 15th, 613. That was a move of $1.19 up, which was 19.41% plus 19.41 equals. Now they're up 58.95%. Okay, in a short period of time, by the way, in 2 weeks. Okay, now what did it go from 613? From 613, it dropped to 424. Look at right here. You'll see it. I'll show it to you right here. And I didn't even consider some of these little swabbles up and down, but 424, December 7th. All right? Wow. That is just something. And that, folks, was a $1.89 drop. 30% gain, 30.8. So plus 58.95 plus 30. Wow, it's hard. It's tough, isn't it? 30.8 equals. Now they're up 89.75 here. Golly. Wow. And we're hardly done, folks. We're hardly done. Trust me. 89% up. I'm just putting it over here so far I can keep track. All right. And then from there, the price went from 424, people. Look right here. Follow me up. All the way up here to what? 8. It keeps going up. It just keeps going up. And we hit a number here on 2/2. So February 2nd. There it is, 824. See that? All 11 of you are now seeing how I'm working this. So, it went, this is hard to watch, from 424 on 12/7, December 7th, to February 2nd, 824. That, folks, is a 48.54% gain, plus 48.54 equals. And now they're up 138%. 138.29. Wow. Oh my gosh, folks. All right, we're not even done, because from 824 on February 2nd, they took it down to April the 26th, 824, January, February, March, April 26th. You'll see it right here. All this was down. And then look at that, 826, 5.66. So from 824 down to 5.66, that, folks, right here is a 31.31% gain. God. Plus 31.31 equals. Now they're up 169%. Is this starting to become 669.6? And then now after 566, then what did it go to? 566 up to 654 right before the earnings call. It was the day of the earnings call on May the 1st. It went to 654. That's the high. Earnings call came out, 654. That move up was only 13.45%. So from 169.6 plus 13.45. 13.45 equals. Now up 183.05%. Okay? And then, folks, it doesn't stop, because from 654, then down over the next, how many days was it? To 4 days to 459. And, folks, that's a 29.88% gain plus 29.88 equals. Now we're at 212.9%. Are you starting to see why the hedge funds love this stock now? So from this price 459, it raised to this high here on May 10th of 560. And from 459 to 560, folks, was a 101 move, $1.01, 18% up. Now we're up 230.93. From 560, folks, the price dropped to 445 in 4 days on David Chia Pansy Day. So now we're going to take, that is a 560 to 445 is a $1.15 move, another 20%, 20.5%. All right, so plus 20. Clear entry. We're at plus, all right, I'm writing this down. We're at 230.93 plus, and now we're going to go up 20.5%. 20.5 equals 251.43% gain. From the price 445, folks, within 1 month, the price was at 1023 on July the 14th. That's a 56% gain. And now we're at 307%. 307.43 to be exact. Hope you're finding this interesting. Johnny Jones, oh yeah, baby. And look at this, 1023. I'm showing you how they're making money off this stock. I'm showing you how it's done, man, and how we can follow these things and we can make money on these moves. And I'm showing you the amounts here. So right now, on 6/14, 1023, they took it down within 9 days from 1023. They took it down to this figure, 771 on June 23rd. That's a 24% drop. Plus 24 equals. Now they're up 331%. 31.43. All right, and then from 771, folks, it went up here to, look at this, 1013. All right, so that amount move was $2.42. Again, the move, it's interesting, the other move was $2.52, now $2.42. That's a 23.88% gain. Plus 23.88 equals, now they're up 355%. 355.31. Is this starting to sink in to you, folks? Is this starting to sink in? And from 1031, folks, they ran it down from 1031. This is very, very interesting. Where am I at? I got to keep track here. 1013. I'm sorry. From 1013, they ran it down to 894 right there on July 27th. So, how much was that? 11.74 plus 11.74 equals, that's 367% up. 367.05. And you wonder how these folks get rich. And then from that price of 894, folks, 2 days later, where was it? The high it's been in a while, 1170. And how much does that change? That's a $2.76 move to the upside, 23.59% gain. 23.59 plus equals, that's okay, I had it down. Here we go, 367.05 plus 23.59, 23.59% plus, now we're up 390%. 390.64. And then if you see it drop from 1170 to this low 4 or 5 days ago, 789, that is a $3.81 drop at an even higher price than when we were seeing these other drops. 381. The highest we had seen so far was on February 2nd, and that was $4, okay? And this one almost reached that. 381. Wow. That's a 32.56% gain for them. Plus 32.56. 32.56. We're in a 423% gain. And then from that, we had to where we are at the price right now, from $7.89 up to $8.26. And let's see where we are right now. $8.30. So let's add it, folks. Let's add it. 8.30 instead. So 8.30 minus, and that last one was 7.89. 7.89 equals divided by the original of 8.30 divided by 8.30 equals times 100 equals, and that is a 4.93% gain. So off that 7.89 that I told you about 4 days ago, we're already up 4.93%. Everybody at this price at 8.30. That's not bad. Better than you're going to get at a bank, I can assure you right now. And I told you this is just going to keep toggling up, toggle, because the fake shares are gone. I asked you again, why in the world would anybody pay right now $8.30 when they could have just bought it down here at 8.07, 8.06? Well, because the ones being sold at 8.06 and 8.07 weren't real shares being sold. They were the shorted shares, the borrowed shares, the ones that are paying interest on that on top of it. Right? So, what does it all add up to? If you go back on the SOFI chart, and if you had gone to right here, November 1st, 2022, right after Halloween, and you started buying this stock every day at its low and selling it each day when it hit its high, and then buying it and shorting it there, and then buying again back, buying your way out on the low, and then going long, and then and then shorting it when it got to the new high, and then buying your L on the next. If you had been doing that every time, folks, hey there, Jazzy J Reezy, yeah. Hey man, I think I was talking about one of your stocks. Appreciate you being in here and checking in on me, man. Good going, man. Nice to see you. Thanks. And wasn't it yours here? This one over here, VFS. Wasn't that yours? I think it was, and if it was, what a call it was. And others here that are with me, if it wasn't you, someone that told us about this one yesterday that was here on my channel, and I told you it looked very good. It's a little ritzy, but anyway, let's get back over here. JVC, what I was just showing everybody, and including Brew Tank and others, and Spartacus, and I want to thank you for being here. Folks, what I'm showing you is the tradition of this stock on every earnings release being driven down big time, then reaccumulated, then driven back up, then earnings release driven down big time, and it's repeated itself every earnings call there has been, and many in between drive downs and ups. And here they all are on a piece of paper for you to, if you want, you can take a screen capture. I don't know whether you can see the whole thing or not, but those are the dates and the tops and the bottoms, each day that they happened and when they happened, okay? And so we had earnings on November the 1st of 2022. They dropped 23.64%. We had earnings come out on May 1st. They dropped 29.88%. We had earnings come out this time. They popped big. They went up nice to 1170. That was a 23% gain from the 2-day prior low. But then, man, they fell 32.5%. So here's what it all adds up to. If you had gone long on all the lows, shorted on all the highs since November the 1st, or actually it would have been the day before the 31st at the price $5.44, folks, was the close that day. It must have been. If you had done that and gone down here to November the 1st, let's see. Oh, it's not going back. Yeah, it is. Yep, let's see. 544. See there? There it was right there. You can all see what I'm showing you. And DKNG, they do the same at some point. Okay, nice to know, Spartacus. I didn't notice until now. Interesting, nice find. Yep. Okay, yeah. Somebody did find it. I'm telling you about it. I don't know who it was, but I was trying to give credit to credit's due. But it can be beneficial to be here on this site and pick up some of these stocks that people are calling out, because a lot of them, I start looking into them and was it you, Johnny Jones, that said something was it you, Johnny Jones, that said something about that stock, this one here? I don't remember who it was. I like to make sure to give credit where credit's due. VFS. Now, like I said, it's a little ritzy. It's up there in price. Let's see what NVIDIA's doing. There, it's finally starting to resolve. NVIDIA starting to make there's a solid bottom. Look how long it traded sideways there at that bottom, too. That's what you call right there capitulation, folks. Solid bottom. Congratulations. I think it's done. It's done, man. This 5-day chart, look at that. Look at that. From all the way up here, freaking it hit 513, folks, in after hours 2 days ago. So it's down big time off that. Then it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. And let's refresh this page and see what these all are doing. Look at the Dow up 300, folks. Did anybody not hear me tell you all yesterday that don't be surprised to see the Dow up tomorrow 350 points or even higher, maybe as high as 500, and that we could have a crazy, very high. Look at this thing going on up here. SOFI running. Beautiful. And it deserves to. It's going to a higher high, I think, because they can only capture the low today as a lower low. I don't think they're going to stop the higher high. I still don't think they're going to. It's kind of confusing to me why anybody be paying $8.31 when they could have bought at $8.06 earlier this morning or today. But that's okay. It's not really confusing to me. I'm kidding you, folks. I know why. And I tell you why. I tell you all why. Or at least I think I know why. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. Thank you for being here with me while I show you this interesting information. So what I wanted to show you was, and we're going to start back since we've got some people piling in as this money, as it starts to rise. Yeah, and it has. Yeah. Yep. And everything I said was going to happen has been taking place. And the NASDAQ and everybody now going just like I called for, green. And I knew it was coming. I saw it yesterday. I could read into that. And somebody seemed to already know ahead of time, and they were accumulating yesterday. I told you all it looked like a pure and simple, nothing more than accumulation. I don't know how I knew that, but it seemed that way, suspiciously. And so anyway, folks, we're having a good time here checking this out. I'm glad that you're here with me, because what I went back to was the very back history to show people that if you had this stock on October 31st at 544 and you bought it at that and then sold it at the high of 647, and then you bought it long and you shorted it there at 647, and then you bought it long at the next price of 494 when they drove it down, and then you went along at 494 and bought and it went to 613 and you sold short, and then it went to 424 and you went long, and then you sold it short on February 2nd at 824, which was $4 up. And then the next time on April 26th, if you sold it and you bought it at $5.66, you would just, folks, if you keep adding these up, on May 1st, if you bought it or sold it at 654, if on May the 4th you went long at 459, if on May the 10th you sold it at 560, if on May the 15th you bought it at 445, if on a month later, if you sold it from 445 up $5.78 to 1023, and from there, if you had bought it again when it dropped to 771, a $2.50 drop, and then you went and sold it at up $2.42, up 23% at 1023, 1013, and then it dropped to $8.94 2 days before our earnings, the last one, and then it went up to $11.70, and you sold it and made $2.70, which is 23% gain. And then from $11.70, if you were to have shorted it and it went to $7.89 where you bought, you would have made 32%. And by today on this stock, since November 1st, 2022, you would have made 493% profit. 493% profit, folks. Don't you wish? But there's some interesting things about what I'm showing you right here, folks, that you ought to pay attention to. I think there could be valuable information. Spartacus, let's enjoy it, because next week everything will be different. There's always something that happens after a few positive days. Well, folks, here's the tradition I'm showing people here recently, is that the recent pattern of this has been after the rundowns, especially if you start with May the 15th, folks. This is a pattern that I liked. It went to 445, and then from that day on, every day's high, 1 day high, 2 days higher, 3 days high, 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5, 5 out of 6, 5 out of 7, 6 out of 8, 7 out of 9, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 11, 10 out of 12. It just kept going up, and there's 10 out of 13, and then 11 out of 14, 12 out of 15, 13 out of 16. Folks, I'm telling you, 14 out of 17, 15 out of 18, 16 out of 19, 17 out of 20, and then 18 out of 21 days. 18 out of 21 days. My goodness. 18 of 21. And folks, so 4 days during that long run, it pulled back occasionally. So expect that now, but also expect history to repeat itself is what I'm calling for and have been calling for. And so far I've been right. I could turn out being wrong, but I don't think so. And look at this price. See, the shares are drying up. And look at the amount. We're at 18 million. I've already told folks many, many times that they typically, the shorters are borrowing 16 million shares per day on an average to try to run these things down with. 16 million. And look where we are, 18.3 and booming. See? So thank you for being here, noticing these things with me. It's kind of nice to see what I was saying was happening. And I think we are going to see a higher high still this afternoon. That might not take place. But folks, the trend is set. And you can see where the bottom is set. It's set like concrete. It's set like concrete and steel and daggum graphite. Okay? That's what it is. 806 is a graphite bottom. And now everyone is starting to see that, and more people leaving here, right here and now, as we look at it. More and more people getting out. You can see that because now they've come to a definitive, they have to have a resolve that they cannot get it below 806. And they have to come to that resolution before they all start to realize it. And they do now, because look how stubborn it's been at that number. All right, and we're going to go over here and look at this to see who's buying here, making the price go up. We're going to refresh this page here. We're going to click on candlesticks. I don't know where they are. Candle, I want them here. I like this a lot, folks. It looks very strong, very good, very positive, and just what I thought would happen. Exactly what I predicted, and it's happening just exactly. Look at that, folks. We're not the only one that can see that. And here's a triple upside crossover, folks, that happened at what? 138 today? Started happening, and it sure has. They tried to drive it below the 200 day, and it said, It got right there, and they said, no. Now, they got the number down to 806, that's right, but look here, the longer. See, when we get into a little bit longer, it makes more sense to you. And look at this thing changing. My God. It's beautiful. It's a thing of beauty, and it's something that I knew was going to be happening day after day after day. Johnny Jones, SoFi and PayPal All I've been buying lately. Okay, I hear you, man. I know you picked out PayPal and asked me to take a look at it. What's it been doing? Let's go look. I don't mind. I got time. Okay. Okay. Looks good here. It looks promising for some advancement. Up 3.24 the past week. That's good, man. Good. It adds, if you're with me on SoFi, then you're up 5, 6. And hopefully you got into some of these other ones that I've been showing people about, like this one right here. VFS. Look at the 5-day chart on that thing, folks. Nvidia's made its bottom. It bottomed out here and it's done. That's over. It's trenched out. There was the bottom of the bottom right there. I sold PLTR and some SoFi for now. Okay. Hey, if you got in good and you're hitting, this isn't near high. This could be it. I always tell people, they like the number 831. So that's the number they like to try to maintain, and sometimes they'll run down off of. So this is a good point right here to take some profits, especially if you came in at 789 or even lower. If you're down in there at 6s like my friend Chris, or 4s like I am. But you're doubled your money here on most folks. You don't have to be greedy. Take some off the top. Cream it. Skim the cream off. Use it again for when they try to yank it down tomorrow morning right at the open. Like, you see this. Look at this. This is daily routine, folks. Look at that. What time was it? And when they got to 8:06. 11:04, 8:06. And now where is the dang thing? The same thing it always is after it gets to 8:06. It takes off like a bat out of hell. Except this time, it didn't stop it at the 8:23. They tried to stop it at 8:23, and that blew right through that. And when I saw that, and then I saw them yank it back down here, I said, watch this. It's going to bounce, and it did. I bought more BTI for my portfolio dividend, okay? I got you, Spartacus. Yep. BTI. See, another thing, folks, you can get over here, and a lot of times people will bring stocks to my attention, like that VFX, that we can all benefit from, so I go look at them right then. We go look at that one now that he just mentioned. I want to see BTI right here. Okay. It's a nice looking chart today. It rebounded well, just like everything else has. British American Tobacco, okay. Well, one thing's for sure. You can rely on this, that the tobacco prices aren't going to drop. They've been going ballistic over the last 10 years. Just completely outrageous how much those have gone up from, too. So, yeah. Probably a good play if you go to the 5-year. That's not real nice looking on the 5-year. But shit, you're practically there at the low of the 5-year, aren't you? I can understand. It's probably a wise move, Spartacus. Probably not a bad one. Catching it right there. Looks like at the bottom. That's good. That's what we do. We're bottom feeders, right? Catfish. That's what we are. Let's look at the 5-day on it. Whew. Quick, nice move up here, 5-day. But, I mean, this is an exaggerated looking move here from 32 to 32. Right? See here, 32.03 to 32.68 where we are now. So that's not going to move in any... you can watch this one grow. Don't want to sit and watch that one. Get in, be in long. New Bank is also very undervalued. Johnny Jones. NU. Yeah, we've looked at that recently. Some others have brought that to our attention, and I take a look at just about everything. Somebody throws it my way. Coca-Cola's doing okay, too. Let's go see what they're doing today. Here we are. No, I don't want to do that crap. What are you doing? Goodness gracious. Oh, yeah, I agree. I mean, look at the 6-month chart, folks. It has pulled off this high quite a bit, so it's got some headroom still, even from here. But caution you here. Looking back to relevant numbers, right there was a tip on it right there. You can see before it made a move up. So in the same sense, it could be a resistance level on the way up. It could be a resistance level to the way down. So my number is 691. Breaks below that, look out, okay? But if it goes to that number and then bounces, then that would be a good low side resistance right there, because it was an upside resistance before. As the momentum was building and going up, it created resistance there, and it makes sense that there would be, again, resistance at a relative number. So I'm just showing you that. And look at what today's price was, $6.93, folks. Does that make sense to you, Spartacus? I bought some at $31.77, $32.15, $32.51 this week. Gotcha. All right. Yep, it's made a nice move during the week. I can see that. So congratulations, but just be a little careful with it. And let's get back over here. Whoop. Well, from 2:45 until 3, I've always pointed out to many people here, can be a downturn time where they try to shake it out one more time before the power hour. But my presumption is, folks, we're going to climb here in this final hour, I think. And I look across the board at some others, and UPST is red right now, folks. PLTR up nice, just like we are. Lucid up like we are. The whole market up nice. And how did I know yesterday that we're going to see a 300 to the upside? Or maybe 350? I don't know. I guess I just got lucky on it. It doesn't have anything to do with looking back at the history of things and just the pure look of it, the smell of it. It just didn't smell, look, or feel right yesterday. There was too much that was going upside. Nvidia up good, beating earnings. Affirm up, beating earnings. It just didn't all jive. Right? That didn't make sense to me. So, yep, it bounced today. Got it, Johnny. I'm with you. I hear you, man. Good. Well, just make sure you leave a little money in there on the board ready for SOFI. Because as it starts to make its move up this afternoon, I'm going to be buying more to propel it up. And especially if it gets past 849. Because I would absolutely love to see this smash yesterday's high. And it has the potential to. It has the surprise element to it. You're watching it now, toggling between 8:30, 31, and then it was 10 minutes, 15 minutes ago, I was saying it was toggling 8:26, 27. I told you it was going to keep toggling up, and it is. You can see it. Because there are no real shares left to buy. I mean, there's no fake ones. They ran out of those right here when the volume level reached 16 million. Now we're over at 18.6. This is all the takeaway profit volume from stupid, gullible people, and all the profit-making volume from people that are intelligent and are coming in at 822. You can see that long duration there where it traded sideways, and what do I call that? Capitulation. And then here you can see that the cup and handle formed and then popped off of that. You can see it. And right now we have another cup bottom forming, believe it or not, off of this price we just saw of 833. At 830, it's building right now, and it's going to pop on off of that. You'll see. It's my prediction. Stair-stepping up this afternoon. I want to thank you all for being here. Spartacus, I thought my Mr. Powell was going to push this to hell. I hear ya. I think that's what it says. See, it gets down behind here. The thing, I can't see it. I hear you, Spartacus. Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious, I'm horrible. Well, it's nothing really to laugh about. Yep. Spartacus says, I thought that Mr. Powell was going to put this to hell. He could have certainly have hurt us today, but he's not hindering us at all. He's helping, and everything is looking good for us. Yep. TSLY. Well, the Y's not next to an A on the keyboard, so that's not a typo. You didn't buy Tesla today, Spartacus, I see. But TSLY. Like I said, I don't mind looking at all these because sometimes I stumble on some real gems. TSLY. I've already looked at this one, I think. No, it's not Tesla. TSLY. Videos of TSLY. Okay. I see what you're saying, but I don't see what you're saying. Hold on. There we go. Nope. An ETF. I see it here. Nice. Woo, man, is that thing in a drop zone? Looks very similar to SoFi. Whoa. Look at that, too. Double. And by the way, there was double resistance, but here it was at a higher number, and then here was that's like a double bottom. That's a reverse double bottom, folks. You know you got to get out there. Just so you know. When you see that right there, that's not a good sign. Time to start making your exit. Okay? In most cases. Because that was an indicator. Double upside, 4 cents below the last time. And then dropped right there. And here we got a similar, very similar number here, right there. Boom, and it's identical. Low today was 14.14, and they actually had this thing down to right there. Was that, what, 13.44? So a relative number, would be considered right here, a double bottom right here. There's one, and then there's the other. But the opposite of this double top. So I think it is a good buy, Spartacus. And the dividend is good, okay? Dividend, it pays a dividend on this stock, TSLY. That's always a benefit to get a little extra cashola. Yeah, I like that one. I'm going to put that one over here on my list of maybe to get some of. We'll look at it on Monday in the morning, see what they do on at 10:30 or so. TSLY. Thank you. I do like it. I like it. I think this is what encourages me right here. Now, that being said, there's some other things to look at on this, and that is historical data to see, is there any volume that's surrounding this? Oh, yeah, it's picked up a lot. Look at the price, $14.69. And now here we are again. And the volume has picked up a lot since then, so I like that. We're seeing increased volume. What was this? We got the dividend there, a dividend paid there. Yeah, nice. Yep, that helps. Well, I like it. I like it. I like it. Good idea, I think. I think that's good, Spartacus. That looks like a good one there. Very nice. Now, it's not going to be one of these, I don't think, but that sure as shit looks good, doesn't it, VFX? What's NVIDIA doing? Yep, climbing right on up. Going to be green soon enough. Don't worry about that one. It will be. Nice. Not a huge amount of volume to make this one move, folks. You're going to have to be patient on this one. But that looks very good. That's the one day. Ran down just like we were, right on up. And that right there, folks, that's a cup and long panhandle. That's called capitulation. That's called accumulation. And that looks good. Just have to say it. Looking over here, I'm not sure they show a lot more on their summary because it is an ETF, so you can't get a lot on them here like I can on SoFi and others. But anyway, there you go. Oh my goodness gracious, back over 8:30 we go. Thank you for being here with me. I appreciate it. Yep. Thanks for letting me know about these other stocks that people can take advantage of. Because how we got on these winners that we're on here is because of other folks that came over and told us about potential winners. And there you go. And you can see this one looks real nice, BTI. And that's a 5-day. And there's today's chart on it. Double bottom considerably higher than the last one. So this is very, very solid looking move here. Right there. Then again, the numbers are a little deceptive because it doesn't move in huge increments. Okay, like SoFi will. But it could be a good one for long-term play. Tesla's looking good today, climbing right on up. And my company, Agro, going right on up as well. I've told you about this one. Just, folks, I'm telling you, this thing is going to keep going up. And to me, if you didn't get in already, you should get some now. Just buy a little bit, buy 10, 50, or maybe 100 shares or something. This looks very good. SoFi breaking above 831 here, coming into 3. I like what I see. What's the volume? 19,045,000, low compared to yesterday. Low and rising is very, very bad for shorts. Low volume, rising prices, horrendous for them. That's a lunch low. See, 2 p.m., the volume yesterday was at 19.3. Today, only 17,158. But at 10 till yesterday, we were only at 23,000,005. 10 till close. Huh. Well, this is another thing they won't want to see, folks, and I want to bring that to your attention. They don't want to see these volumes jumping up higher each day. They don't. That would even be worse. But they're happening. August 24th. Let's change this. Golly. Just going to refresh the page and it'll probably give me what I want. Well, it won't. See here that they show this, the August 24th date. Come on, give me the date today. What are you trying to scam me with? August 25th, apply. There we go. That's better. And by the way, look back here. You'll see this number on the climb. There it was, 843. And by the way, look at the drop here from 860 to 843. Today, only 850 to 843. It's a weakness sign. Only 13 cents. And by the way, it is exactly 13. Do you see that? On the high. We're stronger now than we were before, is what I'm trying to tell you. We're stronger now than we were before. And it's already starting to accumulate on them, toggling between 830, 31, and the 30s will be gone soon, and the 31s will be gone soon, and so will the 32s, 33s, 34s. They'll all be gone. And we'll be in the 9s. Kimchi Bacon, TWNK, looking good today. Sure. We got a lot coming across here right now. TWNK. My goodness, look at my aggro going. TWNK. Throws it out there. Looks like at Hostess brands, Twinkies. This is exactly what I thought of when he said it. Yike. What did they announce? Twinkies. Explore sale. 8 18 minutes ago, exclusive Twinkies maker Hostess Brands explores sale amid takeover interest sources. All speculation in that move? Again, Anthony Noto, explore a sale. Please. Can we get you to go sale exploring? Get a 25% pop to the upside on a sale exploration? I'm sorry, Kimchi. I appreciate you very much showing me this, but I would warn people against getting in here in a big way, because that doesn't mean jack shit to me. It's just that they're thinking about selling. Exclusives Twinkies maker Hostess Brands explores sale amid takeover interests, sources say. Sources. These are the kind of sources that people like Mad Money, Jim Cramer, use. Sources. Careful. I'm just warning you to be careful. Not that this thing can't just keep going up 50%, 75%, even 100% on this, but not me. I'm not falling for it. Nope. And the volume, just be very careful, folks, right here on that. I appreciate you bringing that to our attention, Kimchi, because it's obviously launching here. But I'd be very careful. 28.13 especially. Oh, my. Look at that after it hit that. 28.13. Will it go there again? Let's watch it. And then 27.88. You see that? You can really catch all the drop numbers that I call out all the time when you watch these fast moves, because they use them again, but in faster time. You'll see the numbers they use. The 13s, the 88s, the 01s. You'll see them. BB is 2 in up today. Yep. BB. Remember that from Bed Bath & Beyond, BBYD or whatever. But I know that's not it. I don't really need Tesla up here. But, oh, man, they're leading the market, folks. Look at this. BTI doing nice. NVIDIA's recovering well. Don't worry about that one. BlackBerry. That's what it was. I knew I had it before. Nice move. There you go, Kimchi. Good call. Don't FOMO that. Yep. Absolutely. Smart. Intelligent. But I want to get back over here. I want to see where we are now. How can this be sustained? I mean, how can they keep throwing? They can't. I keep saying this. That's why we're toggling and moving up. You're going to see this continue to climb here, folks. There it is, toggling now to 32. And soon the 31s will be gone as well. They'll all be fake shares have dissolved away. And what are you going to buy then, you shorters, when they're gone forever? What happens if you guys never see 806 again? There's a lot of people holding positions below this that are way below this that they're still holding and paying interest on. They're not returning those shares. They're holding them and praying and hoping, and it's not helping. Hoping and praying and helping has never worked. The charts, though, on the other hand, can sure tell you some things. Let's get in here on this one day and see the size of these buys as this thing catapults up on them. What a surprise by the size of the buys. I'm going to look more at BB. Just hold on a minute. And look at this. Every effort to get this thing to this blue 45 line, folks. If you're not buying here, then you're not seeing what I'm seeing on this blue 45 every single time. 831 and riding right along it perfectly. And that's not all, folks. Look at the 1 month chart. See this blue line crossing over this gold one right here? I pointed that out to you when the price was at $4.67, where Anthony Noto bought. And also, I pointed this out again on the chart when it had gapped up to about right here, and that is when Kathy Wood bought. And this is on the 1 month chart I was looking at, and you can see it again right there breaking above it. This is a 45 crossing the 50-day moving average right there. All right? And this is what I salivate after and when I start buying usually, because this is the biggest indicator I use. These two numbers, the 45 and 50-day, is my trend setter right there. This blue 45 and the gold 50-day. I use them more than anything else to determine that when I should come in. Kimchi, yes, not going to FOMO Kimchi. It was the same a week ago on a good jump, and now is in the fourth again. Okay. I got to get where I can see it because it's behind the heart. I wish they wouldn't put them down there at the very bottom. I'm just going to put gotcha so I can see what you're saying. I don't know what you say. Gotcha, Sparty. We're going to call you Sparky. I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that. Here we go, Sparty. It was the same a week ago on SIRI. A good jump, and now it's in the fours again. SIRI. Might as well take a look at it. Sirius XM Holdings. 5-day chart. Hi. That looks very similar to the one that I know of here. Looks, well, that's not. Wow, look at this thing, man. Look at these big, massive swings. Nice, man. Nice for day traders, that's for sure. I told you yesterday was accumulation all day. It sure looks suspicious. And this morning, you can see how long that lasted at 8:06. Look how long it lasted. 1 whole minute. 1 whole minute at 11 o'clock. Let's look at here. Yep, 11 o'clock. 10:45 to 11. You could have got yourselves this stock at 8:10, 8:09, 10:45 to 11 o'clock. But they were all gone after that. 15-minute sale. Ran out completely, and now they're out now. That's why there's no shares being... People don't want to pay any higher, but they don't have a choice to get out now. I wonder how many phones are going to be ringing this afternoon asking for some money from people. Right? I wonder. Because look at these shorted positions. You can be sure that they were shorted here at 8:10. You can be sure they shorted it at 8:10 again, 8:10 again, 8:10 again, 8:10 again, shorted it. Kimchi, Disney stock, still a buy? I think the SOFI before going up will have pressure to go down to 7:30 or thereabouts if the markets turn. All right, well, let me show you how the markets already have turned. Okay? I'll get back to you on Disney in a minute. Hold on there, Kimchi. I heard you and I see you. See, folks, this is the 1-year chart right here. And when the market turned was on February 2nd, the price was 12,200 and fell to 11,138. That's over 1,000, right? It's like 1,062 to be exact. What's this number here? 14,353 down to 13,290. 14,353 minus 13,290 equals 14. Gosh dang it. Let's get back up here. 14,358 it said. 14,358 I saw. Yeah. 14,358. Minus, and what did it drop to? 13,290. Make sure. 13,290 minus 13,290 equals 1,060. Do you see the similarity there? 1,060. 12,2. 12,2 minus 11,138 equals 1,062. And look what happened after it hit that number, folks. It went up 20%. A 20% gain after that same exact number run down. And look how close these two. This is a mirror of each other in case you can't see it. I hope that makes sense to all of you folks. Yes, sir. Power hour. Power hour time, folks. So you see what I'm showing you there? What I hope that makes sense to you folks. And look at us. Mysteriously, the Dow over 300 points. I called it yesterday. I called it, and I guess I got freaking lucky. And look at it rising now, going right on up. Now we've lost out on the 831s. Those have run out now too. Just like the 826s did an hour ago, the 827s 45 minutes ago, the 828s 30 minutes ago, the 829s were gone 25 minutes ago, the 830s were gone about 20 minutes ago. So you can just decide if you want to just keep watching this go right on up, people, or you can take my advice. Because this what I'm showing you here about the market dropping, and then look at the angle of the incline up afterwards, and it looks virtually identical, people. I want you to be aware of this very much, that I do believe that we're in for a very good 20% possible gain off this identical picture drop. Hope that makes sense to you. And if it does, I hope you'll share this information with your friends and folks and everybody, and let them know that history is repeating itself not only on the SOFI scale, but also on the grand scale of things, the big picture. Okay? Thank you for being here to see what I'm showing you there, because I hope you find that valuable information. I know I've shown it before, but there's a lot of people that come over here that are new that pop in, and all during the day we can have people dropping in and checking things out. And that's right, Martian. Here we go, baby. Power hour. We're going to see an escalation, and there's no reason why it won't do that. Because if people would have been able to get out here, that they would have, and again, they would have got out if they were smart here earlier, way earlier. They're stuck now. They're trapped. They're caught in a trap, and they can't walk out. That's what I say. And because they're in too deep now, baby. And as I said, another thing, crazy enough, it seems to me, is that they've made so much money off of this stock, shorting it and swinging it up and down. They're not going to stop doing it. You're going to see these same similar swings that I wrote down for you on this sheet right here. And they can be very helpful, because this first drop down was 15%. The next drop up was 23%. The next drop down was 19%. The next run up was 30%. Then 48% down. Then 31% up. You see, you got to pay attention to these percentage levels to get an average overall, okay? We can do it right now. That'd be kind of fun to see. It's pretty amazing. As I said to you folks, if you started in on this stock and bought it on October and owned it October 31st, and you had sold it at every high, shorted it there, bought it at every low, went long, shorted it at the high, bought low, shorted high, bought low, you would have made now, and just since November the 30th, November the 1st of last year. So how long is that? November 1st, December 1st, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, right? And now, folks, we're in September. Where are we at? 25th. 10 months. If you had done that every time, you'd be up 493% right now. Because all I did was do every high, every low, every high, every low, every high, every low, every high, every low. And at these highs of these the $4 up and down swing happened from 424 up to 824. That was in a month from 12/7 to 2/2. So less than 2 months, a 48% gain. And then here, from those that shorted at 824, from 2/2 in less than 2 months, well, it was actually 2.5 months, from February 2nd to April the 26th, the price went from 824 to 566, another 31% gain. And you add all these gains up, and they're 493%.
That was easy.
Goodness gracious, folks. And folks, I've told you, as we sit here and we see this number sitting here, it just changed. That's not good for them. That's not good for them. Let's refresh this. Yes. So, because I know they like the 831, and I've told you that. That's one of their faves as well. And we're already ascending, now going to pass 20 million shares. And yesterday, the count was 26. So, folks, we're probably not, unless they really start coming in with some major candlesticks here, we're going to have lower volume and a higher price. And, man, that makes me go real big smile, because I know what that means to the shorts. They're, devastating. Look at it go, 833, didn't I tell you? Folks, you're going to have to pay the price now. You should have got out when it was lower. But I can't force people's hands. But I did tell you, if this thing breaks back up over 849 or starts to get near that, I'm going to be coming in, because the number that we're aiming for on this high side is right here, 850. And watch how fast it's starting to rise here already at 316. The power hour has begun. And I'm going to keep track here, folks, of how they're doing it. Thank you for being with me. Let's go look at the 1 day chart, not this 1 month. We already see the 1 month, and the blue is getting off the gold. Look at here. Look at these big green candlesticks coming in. Yiko. And they're dominating these little red candlesticks. Look at that right there. 1.83. That's a $1.5 million spent. Right here, as the price continued to climb, someone else said, shit, we better get in. And they bought $1 million worth as the price was at 831. And look at it now at 834. At least that's what they're showing up here. That's 316. Folks, and then look at this buy as it went right on up. Another one for $1.5 million. Here we go. Look at these big buys here. Down here, 1 million more. And the price popped to 834 on $1 million. Folks, I've seen them make a drop $5 million worth to have it fall 2 cents. And now we have a buy of 1 million shares, make it pop from 831 to 834. Strength. All right? Strength. Very, very strong signal. Look at the mouth opening on this whale here. Look at that. Oh, my God. Wow, it's beautiful, folks. Damn, I was born in 97. Spartacus, I have in this shit since 1997. I have seen so much and we see nothing for now. Damn. Johnny Jones says, damn, I was born in 97. Dang, I was born in 61, people. 61. I'm practically a relic, all right? But look at what happened here. Look at the energy coming into this flow in, the money flowing in. Uh-oh, watch out when we see money flowing in and the price is going up. It's not a very good picture for those who have a short cup, right? Money flowing in. Look at the size of the buys compared to the dumps. I was born in 68. Spartacus, that's a good number. I like 8. I would have been 7 at the time, probably kissing my first girlfriend, Cindy Wayand. Oh my gosh. 8:33. Actually, my first kind of girlfriend was a girl named Tippy.
Really? We're
Kindergarten.
Girlfriends now?
Yeah, when I was 7 years old.
Oh yeah, you have never forgotten that one.
That was devastating, crushing.
I
She
guess
used
so.
me like a doormat.
You know what? 7-year-olds don't use people, Tyler.
I had her picture. I shot it up with a BB gun when I got home from school after she dumped me. She used me like a dish rag. Martian Brack says.
Did you take your lunch money?
Martian.
Did you buy her lunch every
I
day?
bought her an ID and my name and her engraved, and she took it, put it on her wrist, all just to lure this guy back to her that had dumped her. And as soon as he saw that, he came crawling back and groveling around on his knees, and she just pushed that me right away. Here you go. Here's your ID. Thanks for helping me get my old boyfriend back. Used. Spartacus is laughing. And Martian Brack says I'm an antique. I appreciate that. Everybody, thank you. Yeah, I got my heart broken at a very young age, and then I didn't fall in love again until I met you, Cheryl. So there you go. You can thank that bitch for doing what she did to get me back to you. Yeah. It was all her, and that kept all the women of my past from me making a commitment to. I kept telling them, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna expose my heart again. Love is a make-believe scenario. You cannot trust people who tell you they love you. It's all by showing it. They got to show it. It has to be shown to you. It's got to be proven. You don't just trust somebody that tells you they love you. You girls out there, guys are teenage youngsters and all pubescent, they try to tell you they love you. All they want is get some. Don't believe them. They're too young to know what love is, and I was too at that age. And by the way, I wasn't trying to get any at the age of 7.
I think that you should also tell these people you're no counselor. On top of that, you're no. You don't have a PhD in
All right.
counseling.
As you can see, I've gone full exposure today, Cheryl. I've got no backdrop, and I have my picture down so small in the back, up in the corner, so no one can really tell what's back there anyway, unless they're watching me on a 72-inch television screen. And I don't give a crap if you see what's behind me anyway. It doesn't matter. No big deal.
We're alcoholics.
But thank you all of them that are here, that are being with us, and thank you for your added pitch there, and that I'm trying to conceal to some degree. And but yes, we have a small collection of libations that we like to keep back here on the back shelf. And but right now, folks, all we're doing is we're libationing over this Sofi, and we're going to be celebrating with champagne and corks are popping here this afternoon because it's not stopping. And I was still born in the dictatorship, Spartacus says. The dictatorship. Oh my goodness. Speaking of that, that's what we got going over in Russia. It's not communism. He's not a communist. He's a dictator, and dictating policy. And by the way, speaking of dictators, right now my door got opened up by my wife, who always wants it shut. She wants to listen in now that we're talking about our 7-year-old girlfriends. So I gotta keep things under wraps, right? We can't expose all the flaws of our heart and where we got crushed. And you know, it was one of those things, folks, where hey, toggle to 8:34. I told you that all these will run out. They're running out, and as they do, you can all just watch them disappear from availability, or you cannot. And they're not many there left, are there, folks? I told you 16 million. And now mysteriously people want to be happy to buy at 8:34 that could have just bought at 8:06. So you can go and try to figure out why that is, but I already think I know why, and I think you know why, and I think it makes perfect sense to every one of us that the reason that it even got to 8:06 is because those shares were shares that were borrowed to short with, right? And if they shorted at 806, that's a horrible thing for them because they're really going to be paying interest on top of that. And this price isn't going to stop rising this afternoon. And we're just having another jolly happy day. And it should be a very good celebration for us once we break over 850 here. And it could happen quicker than people think. Watch these numbers close because my thinking is we're going to see here very quickly these start to big blocks and movement of more than a penny at a time. My anticipation is we're going to see blocks that start popping at 2 to 3 cents per pop, and we got to watch for them because sometimes, folks, you know, I was sitting on a stock one time when it was around 833, 834, and all of a sudden I just saw this thing go like 986. I looked at that and I saw what? And I went back and it was back to 834 and I said, what? I just saw a 986 and it was at 834. And I started getting on the horn and I told all the knights of the round table, guys, I have a feeling we just saw somebody flush a card out on the table because I saw a price of $1.20 feel higher than we were. And then as I was talking to him, it started happening. And the next thing you know, the thing was going off and it got halted. And folks, that's what can happen. You can sometimes see, and what they're doing is, it's a test to see where the levels of resistance are. The sell orders that are in above this, they try to push it to the max limit to find out where they are, where that limit is. And the reasons numbers don't even go higher than those is because people don't have numbers in higher to sell for, or it would have gone even higher. But it hits that level of resistance, and then they see that, and so when it's at 834, they see 986. They're like, okay, then it's back suddenly, and everybody's like, what just happened? Well, then, if you start watching it rise, guess where it's going to? Guess where the number's going to before they start to short it and make their dump? That 986 number. Because they already tested it with that real quick jump spike. And I've seen it before more than once. And it's always been the exact same result. When I'm sitting here watching this thing moving around, hey, Red Squirrel, I'm watching on a 6.5, but your 60 is only taking up about 5 by 5 inches. Okay, good. So I'm staying obscure in the background, Red Squirrel. You can't tell what really is going on back there. Is what you're telling me? And if it is, I appreciate it. Yeah. But thank you for being here with me. And to be honest with you, folks, I didn't realize that I didn't have my backdrop up. I just came in because I jumped on when it hit the low. I was like, dang, I got to get on there. And I didn't even take the time to put up my backdrop up. After I saw it, I said, oh, well, I'm just going to shrink it down small. Make myself teeny weeny guy, teeny weeny head. Let's do this. Now, that's too big, by the way. I don't like that. I don't want to be 5 by 5. Now tell me where I am. There we go. That's better. Pee-wee head. All you can see is my head now, right? Okay. Thank you, folks, for being here and enjoying some fun with me as we watch SOFI rising higher and higher and higher and higher. And now I'm probably about 2.5 by 2 inches, only on a 65-inch screen. And you had to get up there with your loop, a jeweler's loop, to see what's in the background. Okay, if you want to know that bad, go ahead. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm having some fun with you folks today. I appreciate you coming over here and checking out my channel. There's a lot of other places you can go to. But, man, did I show some interesting history today about the way the price on this stock has moved. And golly, I went over here and I used all the numbers off this historical data going all the way back to the beginning of time on this stock. And, man, did I go all the way back to this date. I'll show you the date I went back to. I wanted to find out what this stock had done ever since this first earning for the first earnings report right here, earnings, when they beat the street the first time, and that was November 1st. So I went back to October 31st, saw what the closing price was, $5.44. And then after the earnings came out, saw it shoot to $6.47, up 15.9%. But then after $6.47, it dropped to $4.94, That's a 23% decline. After 494, it shot up to 613. That's a 19.49% up. From there, 613 down to 424, the lowest it's ever been, and that was a 30% drop. After that, 424 up $4 to 824, and I have the dates of all these over here too, right? So the first one was just one day, obviously, when they made a 15.9% gain. From the 1st to the 9th, they made a 23% gain, taking it from 647 down to 494. Then from 494 back up to 613, and that was on November the 15th. So by then, they had already got then another 19.41% gain on a 424 on the 15th, or 613. Then by December the 7th, 3 weeks later, they'd run it from 613 back down to 424. Then from there up to February 2nd, a month and a half later, it had gone from 424 back up to 824. And folks, that is a massive gain right there. That's a $4 gain, up 138% total now from the very beginning. And they were up that day alone 48% by that time, from the December 7th to February 2nd. A month and a half, right? Then from that time, 824, they ran it down to 566, and they did that from February 2nd to May the 26th. 566, they had made another 31.31%. Told you they liked the number 31. 31.31%. You have an opinion on this stock, EPR? Yep, I'll get there. I'm going to get the other one too. We got a couple here to look at. All right, got a couple, but sorry, I'm just kind of jumping along here. But all I'm doing here is showing these folks. Then it went from 566 back up to 654. That's the day of this earnings report right here, when we beat the street again, May the 1st, right there, May 1st, 654, and they dropped it within 4 days, and that 31.31 from 654, they dropped it down 29.8%. to 459, and they did that in 4 days. And then from there, it only took 6 days to get it back to 560, had it up $1, and that was an 18% gain. And then from 560, they dropped it back to 445 on David Chia Pet Day, and on 445, the price had gained 20% drop. And then from 445 up to 1023, and that is a 56.5% gain, right? And that was only in 1 month. That was from May 15th to June 14th. And then from there, it went from 1023 down to 771. That was a 24% drop. And by then, they had made 331% on this stock, folks. And then I'm just showing you. And from there, from the 1013 down to 894, that was an 11% drop. From the 894 up to 1170 was a 32%, 32.56% gain. And then from that 1170 down to 789, 32% gain. And then from 789 back up to 826, a 4% gain, totaling 493% gain. Selling on the buying on the lows, selling on the highs, buying on the lows, selling on the highs. Not just selling on the highs, though, shorting on the highs. Buying on the lows, long, shorting on the highs. And that's how much they made. 493%, folks. Golly. Wow. You can see it right there. I tracked the whole history for you going along this chart. And all the numbers you'll see coincide with the dates that I told you. Everything I just explained to you is 100% authenticated by Yahoo if they're telling the truth. Look at PLTR up. We're looking at Siri. Now we're going to get over here and look at a couple others we've been asked to take a look at. We're going to take a look at them right now. And that one there is EPR. Let's go see it. EPR. A firm flat. But man, what a growing, nice growth and being held steady now. But we're going to look at this one here now because that's not going to move, and we're not going to buy it right there because it's not moving. But we're going to look at this one. Was it EPR? Let's take a look. EPR. Okay? Wow, look at the triple bottom on that thing, and the last one was the lowest. So, folks, it didn't keep gaining on this bottom, so I wouldn't have got in here either one of those, but here when it hit that one, then I might have, and that's nice. Let's go a little longer term. Wow. Talk about swingy. 35 up to 41 and back to 37 and up to 42 and down to 35 and up to 42 again. And then this little pullback. That's the good part. Because we saw this, we saw this, we saw this, then we saw that. Then that still hit that resistance and dropped a little. That's the good part too. This is a very good part. And this bottom here in between these two looks very good as well. In between these two levels. I like it. I like what that looks like, Spartacus. You picked some good ones, man. You picked some good ones. Over here, we're going to look at their revenues. They've missed a couple times recently, but the revenues have been good and their earnings are good. Yep, got a number of analysts on it, 10 on it right now. Most of them good. Hold, buys, strong buys, holds. I like it, man. Yeah. I think that looks fine. It looks poised to continue to gain. All right, it looks poised to possibly continue to gain. There's these levels of resistance on the downside can also be levels as it moves up, so be careful on that part. You can already see these key ones back in August of 23, the key levels here, and even in July, and there it met that number and didn't hold. I'd like to see it go back over 44.68. Before I make entry, that's what I got to see. If it starts to approach that and starts moving up, Spartacus, yeah. But that's what I want to see, just letting you know. Thank you for being here, and okay. All right, I'm with you. Appreciate you being here and giving me some tips on some other ones to look at today. And everything looks very strong here. Tesla leading the market. Agro's continuing to climb, as I've suggested you should get some of that here. New, we've been looking at that today. It's barely green, but there it is. And you can see the 6 month. It's in a pullback, but this looks good over today. All steps laddering up. Very nice. Very strong. And a firm looks good to make a move off this consolidation. That's major, major accumulation and consolidation at that number. And I expect to see a pop on that. Maybe a drop, but I don't think so. It's a long time to capitulate there. Again, I point out we had some increased institutional ownership today. Hey, Spartacus, how is a good income monthly? I'm new to stocks, and I know SOFI doesn't pay a dividend. Well, this one that he pointed out does pay a dividend earlier, and that was making a nice move. And that one was back here. Yep. There it is here. This ETF, TSLY. TSLY he mentioned. So take a look at that one, folks, if you would. Not to be confused with Tesla. But I'm here to watch my SOFI perform throughout this afternoon from here until the close. And we got now 22 minutes. Thank you for being here. Yep. Oh, man. You can stop that in an hour. You can stop this in 1 hour.
You got to go to the bank here.
Yeah, I know. I've got until 5 to get there, and I already saw it's 24 minutes away. So I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be shutting this thing down at 4 o'clock today, though, folks. After that closing bell, I'll wait 2 minutes, and then at 4:02, I'm going to be done. And by then, the price is hopefully going to be over $8.50, right? Cha-ching. I've already showed you what 831 means to these people and how much they like it. And it's interesting that one time we saw that move was exactly 31.31%. Yep. From February 2nd down to May the 26th, the price fell from 824 to 566, 31.31% drop. Coincidentally. And we're trying to see him hold at 31 here now. Just so you're aware of it. Just so you're aware of that, folks. Just so you can be on track with what's going on and why. I like to always let people know, sometimes people don't really realize, well, why are we stuck at this number? What does it mean to them? Well, they have certain things that they like to attain and hold dear to themselves. And not only 831, but 833 is another one they like to try. And when I see things break over those numbers, I'm encouraged by that. So if I see us start to escalate this afternoon beyond that, then that just shows me that they're weaker and we're stronger. That's what I'm waiting to see right now. So, hey, Spartacus, you got a question from Martian Brax. Hey, Spartacus, how is a good income monthly? He's referring to, yeah, you can buy EPR and leave these in your wallet every month. It gives you 0.275 cents per share. So if you got 100, if you got 10 shares, you're getting 275. You got 100, you're getting 20.75. You got it right. I think I got the math right. Could be wrong. But if you've got 1 share, you got 27 cents, 27 and a half. If you got 10, you got 270. If you got 100, you got 27. Yep, that's how it adds up. So, EPR right here, you're going to have a bankroll to get yourself 100 shares. But you can roll in some pretty decent money over time. It all adds up. It keeps adding up. It's monthly, folks. It's monthly income. Right? It's monthly income. And just like we're going to see with SOFI over the next month after that rundown, because it's an interesting thing that you can look at this sheet of paper that I put together today, and the interesting thing about it is that if you look at the amounts of the swings up and down, there were many, 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 many times that the least amount of a swing from a low to a high was $1 or 101 or 115 or 119, 119 again here, 115 there, 101. So there were many times that the swing was just $1. But if they got $1 million, it's $1 million, people. All right? So my point that I'm pointing out to you is that the least we've normally see it swing from off the low is $1. So what was the low here just a few days back? Right here, just look here, $7.89. So we know we're going to $8.89. Just be patient. We're going there because this right here, it pretty much proves it. It pretty much proves it. From every low to every high has been a minimum of a $1 swing almost every single time. There was one exception, and that was from right before the earnings call. When the earnings came out, the price was only at, I can't remember the day before, but it only went up 88 cents from the 459 low on 5/4. What is it? Yeah. So from 654, it would have been from 566 on 426. The low 566 to 654, which is the high on earnings day, that was only at 88 cents. But even 88 cents, if it was to move from 789 to 88, would give you a number you could count on. 789 plus 88. $8.77, folks. Okay? And that would be if it only repeats the lowest number this has ever gone from a low to a high. 88 cents. Hope that makes sense to you. It might even give you an indication of a number where you might want to think about putting in a sell order to sell some if you got in at the 789. All right? Spartacus, I have two orders, 7.3, 7.5. Okay? And let me see here. I hear you. I hear that too. I had to be able to see the numbers he's showing exactly because they're behind this little heart. I have two orders in. Spartacus has two orders in on SOFI at, I'm guessing that's on SOFI, 730 and 750. Well, it's good to have them there because we've seen this thing move $1 a lot. So it's very, very common for it to move that amount, and it could move that amount again. So you're wise to do that off this high. But hey, I'm just showing you folks that every single time this stock has hit a new low, every time it's done that, it's moved up the lowest amount, $1 in most cases, and as high as $4 once and $5.78. From May the 15th to June the 14th, the price went from $4.45 to $10.23, up $5.78. Could that happen again now? Well, it's after the earnings call, and we already know how much they made it drop from the first. It fell 30%, 29.88, and then it went up from there all the way to 10.23, up $5.78. So we could see a very similar move here from the 7.89, $5 move up. And a lot of people are the analysts. It's not coincidental that many analysts are saying $12 and $13. It's not. To me, it's right. It slots right where it should be. Slots right into these types of moves after every earnings call, 30% down. Yep. And they had it only 30. They had only 23% down the first earning call. They ran it from 647 on the day of earnings. It got to 647, and they ran it down to 494. It took them 8 days to do it. They made a 23% gain shorting it there. But I keep showing you here, folks. This is a pattern that you should get used to, and most of the time, the average is around 25 to 30% gains or drops. That's the average here. 15%, 23%, 19%, 30%, 48%, 31%, 13%, 29%, 18%, 20%, 56.5%, 24%, 23.88, 11.7, 23.59, 32%, and 4% up now. So you see these averages, and you should learn to take those advantage of them. Okay? So from here, I'm presuming we're going to see exactly what we've seen before, a dollar move to the upside based upon history alone. And it's going to be over the next week and a half, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and maybe a month before we get up to that 13, but it's coming our way. And it'll start unfolding faster than people think it will, because the news is going to be coming out for better things on this company. They're going to be making more announcements and better news. Looking here to see if we have, just before I get ready to close things up, I got 12 minutes left, 14 exactly, and I'm shutting this down, and I'm going to be taking off, and we're going to see 12 minutes of madness. We're at 21,160, 21,161, 21,162, toggling between 830 and 831, up 2.22% today, folks. Congratulations, and it's going to keep going. I sold the rest of SoFi. I think this is 836, but I sold 831. Okay? Yep. That's cool. You can take profits. That's what we're here to do, take profits. I hold a core position of SoFi of 5,000 shares, and then I trade about 2,500 on it. And lately, I've just been accumulating with it because I sold the last time at 1166. So I've been using that profit that I made to buy each day on these lows, like today at 806, and yesterday, a couple days back at 806. I never did get that number. The lowest I got was 808, but that's my favorite, so I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with that. 808, I'll take it. But that's not the lowest I filled for on this stock. Believe me, I filled on this stock at freaking $4.66 was my first buy-in after, just before Chivrini Day. So anyway, that's what we do here is we buy on these dips, folks, and we're making good money doing it because this thing's going to continue to escalate this afternoon. We can see the level of resistance has gotten very, very, very hard for them to maintain because the resistance here was at 806. I bought 1,000 yesterday at 809. There you go. Cha-ching, Spartacus. Nice move. All right. Yep. Spartacus, by the way, see, that's contrary to my standard of operation. As a catfish, I always am suggesting to people, and of course, everyone's entitled to trade in their own way. But my sense, and the way I like to go about it, is I only will accumulate unless it's an absolute slaughtering down, and then I will go in like I did when the price hit 466 and bought freaking 2,000 shares there. And then I kept buying it as it went up till I got to 5,000 shares when it was right around just breaking over 5. So I got most of my shares that I hold in my core below $5. But then I kept day trading these swings, man. How can you not take advantage of these? Up 493% if you bought at every high, sold at every, did the opposite. If you sold at every high, bought at every low, sold and went short every high, bought at every low. Since that date, the first earnings call that I showed right here, you would be up 493% if you did that from this date right here, from the first time that they beat the street on November 1st. If you own the stocks on October 30th, that's how much you could be up. And so why not take advantage of that? Why buy and sell the whole lot when this thing just keeps going up? And so my thinking is I'm a dividend stock. The money for the buy is the stocks that have dividends. Yeah, and that's very good and wise insight. Very good. And so glad to hear that you're here and sharing so many things with all of the other investors that are sort of new to the market here. Sometimes they come over and check out my channel and listen in. And we've had, as you can see, 77 total. And we've got right now 13. I only started broadcasting after afternoon because I had to shut down today and get my internet working better. And I did, and it's improved, and it's working better. And so right now, we're having a good day. We're seeing SoFi up just as I predicted it would be. And we're going to see, hopefully, even still yet, with 8 minutes left, a nice run into this close as more volume piles in. Let's look at the volume now. 21,451,096. We are 5 million shares below yesterday's volume level, folks, while this run-up is happening. This is good. Extremely, very, very good sign to see lowering volume and higher prices. And that's the worst thing the shorts could ever have to look at, folks. I'm telling you right now, absolutely. They don't want to see this. And look at here, the Dow up 250, NASDAQ up 123. Who called this yesterday and told you after that run down yesterday that was all accumulation? The dividend stocks does not do this with the movement up and down. Yep, I know it. I know they're not swing trade stocks, and I'm here to teach people about day trading. So I try to teach them how to day trade, and there's been times when we hit those highs, I've told people to get out. I've told them before. I even told them yesterday. It's right. Yesterday, right, when we got to that high yesterday, I told some people on Wednesday, when we were up here at this, I told some people you might want to start taking some off the table. And I have no problem with you doing so. You know, none. Because we've already seen the trend on Wednesdays after the high, the options start to become less valuable and they start to lose value. And so they all get dumped, as Hurricane Lopez says and points out here on YouTube, they get dumped on the retail market. All those get dumped, and that we've seen this pattern has been so repeated on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So Wednesday when it got to the high, I said, watch out for a dump. And sure enough, look at the dump on Thursday. It's just like, folks, if you don't go back and look over the last month and see what's happens on Wednesdays and Thursdays, then you don't know. You can see these biggest dump days are Wednesdays and Thursdays, all right, when they were dropping. And so I'm just letting you know that in case you are not aware of it. And my guess is we're going to see them try to close this today at 8.24. And why? Because we'll be up 13 cents or whatever. That's the number they'll be going for, somewhere in that range. And that's the way they play their little games and the efforts that they try. We have now 6 minutes left, and I'm going to have dinner. I'm coming. Yep. Hey, I thank you very much, Spartacus, for being here. I appreciate your presence, and I appreciate your comments. Very insightful, very wise. Your stock picks look good. I wrote down one in particular that I'm more interested in than any of the others, and that was TSLY. So I'm going to keep an eye on that one for sure, and appreciate you bringing that one up for us to share with me, to share with my other fellow cats. Because a lot of these stocks, and look at TWNK today, folks. Nice, but I warned you when it was up here. I said, be careful. So it's already starting to make that recension, but still a nice day for TWNK. And their schedule, their only statement was, exclusive Twinkies maker Hostess Brands explores sale amid takeover interest sources. Okay? So sources say, and I say beware on those. Just watch out, folks. We'll keep a look at it on here, Hostess. You can come back and remind me on Monday if this thing's at $30. I hope it is for you. All right? But at any rate, now we're going to look at some other ones, see how they're finishing out the day. New, nice, escalating. Good call on that one, too. Someone on our Catfish channel told us to take a look at that one today, and we're looking at it. And, folks, like I said, we now have 8 minutes left of me broadcasting before I'm going to shut this down, and I'm going to head for the hills. But I do enjoy your presence, and thank you for being here with me today. And, folks, when I start showing you a chart like this 1 year, and you start seeing this alignment with this low, 805, and now we're at 830, you got to feel good. You've got to feel good. See that 806 number right here? Well, there's the number that was the one that's definable, and it's right there, 805 on July 7th. They've never seen that number again. And I told people on that day when it was there to take a photograph, get out your camera, take a picture of your buy order there. Martian Brax, have a great weekend, everyone. There you go. Thank you, Martian. Yes, everyone, that's how I have a great weekend. We've had a great week. This has been a good week to own SoFi stock. This has been. If you don't believe that, you'll find out. Trying to give you the likes, but this is typically the time that my pattern, it'll start saying that I'm getting a weak signal for some reason here. So I'm going to go over here and see what's happening with my stream right here. And it looks like I'm still up and running, but many times it won't be. And I'm going to get over here and see. All right, let's close this out. But we did see some more institutions coming in, more institutions buying in. And one of them, as I said, was one we don't necessarily like to see. But Citadel came in, they got in, they ran it down yesterday, and now they are making money on it too. Congratulations for them, because they're a shorter, but today it turned around on them, so I'm sorry it backfired on you, Citadel. And look at this, 8:30 now. Oh my God. Oh, if this starts popping here at the end, and let's get over on the one-day chart and see what's doing this. Look at that big green candlestick popping up. Let's see where we go from here, folks. We are looking at this thing in the last 3 minutes, and I'm going to close this down shortly after because I have to run off to the bank, put all my SoFi money I made in there this week in there. I got to get it in there quickly. Oh, my gosh. Look at all these green candlesticks from 345 on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 3 out of 14 green. And that's a big buy right there, folks. $1.8 million worth to buy that right there. 1.7 actually. Whoa, a nice big buy-in. I told you the whales would start showing up. and start gobbling up the whole mess. Look at the Dow up 247. How did I know? How did I know the NASDAQ would be up? How did I know after yesterday this was going to be the case? Well, I just knew it, and I told everybody. And you can have a great weekend, everyone. And by the way, let's look at the 5-day chart. It's green. Look at all these shorted positions in here, down here, suffering and crying their eyeballs out looking at this 5-day green chart. Because guess what? The 1 month is red, but you go to the 6, it's as green as can be too. They're slaughtered here, folks. This is horrendous for them. A beautiful close for us. Congratulations, every one of you who is long on this stock, that they can't even splash close today. And look for this to definitely go up in the after hours today. I think it will be maybe around 8:44 maybe 8:49. Look for a definite run up in the after hours this time, not down. We've been seeing that trend here the last few days. They tried it yesterday, but watch what happens in the after hours again today. I'm going to be getting on out of here. I thank you for being here with me as we wind down this last minute and see SoFi holding up so strong and looking so good, and looking at the volume that's coming in here on it. We're going to do this one more refresh this to see the green candlesticks. End of day. A very good positive sign for us. Believe you me, folks. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'm refreshing this one last time. Here we come at it to see what happened in the last minute. Who did what, how, when, where, and why. Look at this. Try to splash close with 2 million shares. And I'm sorry, that doesn't wash. That didn't wash out for you. Look at that, folks. Oh, my gosh. And they tried to splash close to their failure. It didn't move the price. Didn't even move it 1 penny. Oh, my God. And what I like about it is if you look at the green candlestick of the equal amount, it moved it up 3 cents. See, I'm going to show it to you again here, right here at the end. I want you to see this. See where the price was right here? 8.28. Look at the size of the candlestick, and the price jumped from there to what? To 8.30, right? And then after this, they tried to dump that amount, and it went from 8.30 to 8.29. All right, so a 2 cent pop on identical and a 1 cent drop on an identical share dump. So again, just shows strength, folks. Strength in this stock. And another thing that's going to show strength is how it's going to keep going up in the after hours. I do believe it. And it's even me refreshing now at 4:01 and seeing the price isn't down a penny already tells me that it's going to go on up, because usually they've already got preloaded in orders a penny below by the hundreds of thousands to try to make it stay red in the after hours by a penny or even a little bit more. And yesterday they tried to run it down all the way up until 7 o'clock or so, and then suddenly everybody said, and it went green in the after hours. I expect it again today. No matter what they try in the early after hours, if they try take it down 2 or 3 cents and it sits there for wait until the later after hours and see where we are. So that's going to do it, folks. I want to thank you for being with me today. I have to get on my way. I certainly do appreciate it. A nice green day, a great Friday to end up green. Folks, there have been Fridays when I owned this stock so much of it that I was down 4,000, 4,500, 7,500 on Fridays back in the old days. And that has completely changed now, hasn't it? So congratulations to all of you folks that have gone green. Spartacus, thank you for being here present on the board today and sharing all this great information. Muchas gracias. Yo espero que ustedes tengan un buenos weekend. Yo no sé cómo digas weekend, but sábado and domingo, okay? And muchas gracias. And everybody else, thank you for being here with me. I'm going to cut it out of here. I got to get over to the bank. Got to put some money in there. I want to thank you again for being with me, and I appreciate it very much. And now, guess who's going to take over things? Well, I think you already know, and that's going to be the big King Cat. So, hey, not good morning, folks, but we thank you for being here today. Everybody, as always, we want to make sure that you have a great weekend and that you are surrounded with happiness, and that you have great prosperity like we did this week, that you also have some great health, okay? We want everybody eating well, dining well, digesting well, and just being well. And that, aside from that, the most important thing of all is that we hope and pray that you're surrounded with love. So that's it for Catfish Tyler today and me, King Cat. I've got places to go, people to meet, times to be there. So thank you for being here. I'm going to get on out of here now, and you folks have a great weekend, everybody. We love you, and we'll talk to you soon. Tell your friends about us, and bye-bye.